Speaking of shitting, just look at the... Just look at the last few texts that I sent to Tom.
Nearly shit my pants at the store, so close. And then Tom's responded, wow. This is love.
Love, it's beautiful.
What we are doing today is the first real episode of something that we tried a couple of weeks ago. Thank you so much for your feedback on it. It was really helpful and great.
Renee wrote it all up as a test for us.
Yeah, Renee did, so thank you so much.
Renee.
Yeah, that's needles. I probably shouldn't dox them.
And
Thank you for the dimmies.
She lives at, and we'll just put the address down the bottom of the screen.
In the post queue, if you could just flash up
her address and a list of her fears.
Yeah.
So basically what we do for the next 2 hours is, with your help, we will build you a one-shot. A one-shot is a kind of one-time campaign in D&D that you can play with your group. One time. It's usually like you kind of go off the beaten path of your campaign, have a little break from your main story, and do something fun. It takes, what do you reckon, 5 to 6 hours? Not this show, but a one shot?
A session, yeah.
A session, yeah.
Like, that's what one shot means. You should be able to start to finish, just do it in one sitting.
Yeah. So last time we did this when we were sort of doing I guess what we call in TV land, David, a pilot. We call that if you're ever in a TV studio,
Don't you ever fucking do an aside to me.
Do you ever, here's a fun thing. If you're ever in a TV studio and somebody says, we're doing a pilot, don't bloody go, where's the plane? Because it's a showbiz word, mate.
That's how you get fired from Endemol Shine.
Yeah, they will remove you.
Yeah.
When we did it the first time, we did, with a similar group, we built sort of half of an adventure.
Yeah.
Which was all
Then
about...
we fired Eden.
Really holding us back.
Yeah, he was the reason we didn't finish.
Not bad
No one
vibe,
else.
that
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
I think to be clear, we're gonna have a rotating cast for this. Probably for the first season of it, I think Ben's gonna usually be hosting it.
Yeah.
Maybe with a few exceptions, but we're gonna have Ben and 3 offsiders is the idea. So Eden will be in a later episode, and
Yeah,
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if he pulls his fucking socks up. If he can prove to us that he's taken a long, hard look at himself.
Yeah.
So we did Eldritch Horror the last time, which was super fun and very specific. And we didn't get close to building an adventure, but we did have a lot of fun chats about. What are you doing?
I got tangled up. Come on, you move on. Not everything has to be something.
And yeah, we didn't even get close. I think when you do a new format, I was saying this to you guys afterwards, you always have this thing of like, oh, this can't fill the time, so we're going to have to talk about why Demi's tangled up.
What?
But
Nobody said, when did anybody...
But then, of course, you go, oh, actually, there's lots to do, so we got to crack onto it. So
this is fucking crazy. This is more notes than I've seen you write for a while.
Do you know what...
That said, it's only 3 sentences.
Yeah,
it's kind of...
It's like you've got it in front of you.
But do you know what else I have? I have a fucking textbook.
Oh my
This is
God.
literally... This is a textbook called...
There's going to be required readings for this
so I hope
podcast.
you've all done it, because we'll be asking questions and it's going to be pretty obvious if you haven't. Do you know, Dave?
You've got little... You've put some of your favourite quotations.
Yeah, little quotations. It's all part of it. Do you know, I was like, why do I have this book? Because it's basically a book by a guy called Christopher Booker. He wrote a book. Can you believe it?
It was meant to be, baby.
So this is a little publishing thing, Dave.
Yeah.
When you he wrote a book called The 7 Basic Plots, which is pretty good. I read it years and years and years ago.
Not a brag, just...
I read it. It's pretty thick, whatever. Where it's like he just does... It's one of those books, there's heaps of them where they're like, oh, we only tell 7 stories, and those stories are...
If you're bored at the moment, just imagine that this is Ben on a date.
Yeah.
What are those 7 stories?
7 stories are Overcoming the Monster. Picnic and Hanging Rock.
Yep.
The monster is also Dracula.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yep.
Mrs. Doubtfire is also Dracula.
Bride of Dracula.
Yeah.
That is not... What?
Interestingly enough,
And
they are Overcoming the Monster, Rags to Riches, The Quest, Voyage and Return, Tragedy, Rebirth, and Comedy. I really think...
Which one's Boss Baby?
Boss Baby is tragedy. But with enough time, comedy. I really think he was like, yeah, I got 7. It's just 7 plots, all of them, and his puppet's just like, wow, that's amazing. It's like, yeah, Rags to Riches, think about it. It's like Pretty Woman, but it's also like Oliver Twist. Think about David Copperfield. You think about that, he's like, wow, what about like heaps of other stuff? He's like, comedy, tragedy. you can put those in those 2 baskets pretty easily.
Yeah, the 7th plot is just film.
Story that I made up.
What happens to Oliver Twist? Because the only thing that I know is that like he's dirty and he has a bowl, and that's like as far as the story is ever.
That's 400 pages right there, baby.
It's about upward mobility, where you can go in London. You could always rise to the very top of society, provided you are adopted by a rich person.
Yeah.
It's like what? It's like what?
No, that's Great
what,
Expectations.
What does the character want?
It's
And
also
what he
Oliver-
wants is more.
Is more.
It's also Oliver Twist, isn't it? Yeah.
And it's Annie.
Who will buy?
Okay, but we're not here to talk about orphan stories.
But what if we
We're
were?
not
And what's
here
your
to
favourite
talk
song from
about
Annie?
the
Because I
rag-
will sing it for you. Tomorrow.
Come on, Demi.
No.
Do you know that there is a scene in that where Mr. Moneybucks just
That is
slow
not his
dances?
name.
Danny Warbucks.
That's not his Mr. Moneybucks.
Just slow dances in a abandoned house with a child.
Yes, I do. I remember it fondly.
And
Yeah.
interestingly enough, that part
Happened
was
to all of
played
us.
Everyone in the
by
audience just-
Alan Jones.
Everyone in the audience watches. I saw it at Star City, and everyone in the audience just went, "Aww."
All right, listen up, fuckheads.
Before we start, I just want to say really quickly,
Yeah.
if you're seeing us in hideously,
Oh yeah, I don't like that we're in 6K now.
We're shooting at the moment in 4K. We're
Right.
going up to 6K
Yeah, look
next
old as
episode.
fuck.
Then we're crunching it back down to 1920 1080 because it's
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
But still, like the quality of the cameras has ramped up significantly, and that's because Blackmagic, for reasons that I am not entirely cognizant of, have given us about $10,000 worth of camera and video switching gear to make these streams. So this goes out to them.
Yeah,
This is Mr. Pooh's Toilet. In many ways, Mr. Pooh's Toilet couldn't have happened without your patronage. This camera is really exciting, which we're not using at the moment. This is the 6K camera.
It's pretty wild. We could shoot, like technically, we could shoot a feature film on that.
Totally, and we
Do you know that they shot Dune on that?
on this camera. That's why we got it so cheap.
Yeah, it was full of sand.
Yeah, but no, so this
No, they shot it on a more expensive camera.
You
But,
can shoot-
but
you can
maybe
shoot a lot
second
of
unit.
stuff.
Maybe second unit.
Maybe
you never
the
know.
unit.
would have
Yeah.
been a great film historian. Was Dune shot on a camera like this? Probably. We are also going to experiment making some other content. So one of the things that we've done, we haven't had a chance to sort of put anything out yet, is we started taking this camera, plus a very expensive Canon lens,
Yeah.
to the live shows
Yeah.
and filming them in 6K.
Yeah.
And our plan with that is to cut down moments from the live podcast.
Yeah.
We cuts down moments.
And start trying to put them out. A lot of this stuff you'll be able to continue finding on Patreon. Of course, this podcast is going out on Patreon. If you don't know, people in the Discord keep reminding me that I don't talk about it enough. You can get all our podcasts ad-free
Yeah.
for basically any money of your choice with the Patreon. Or maybe it's $5. I can't remember. But
You know that me and Demi had a drink last night, and Demi was like, "Why don't you have mid-roll like ads in Free to Good Home?" And I was like, "Oh, I just don't think it'd be right." And she was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?
Fucking
it wouldn't be
idiot.
right."
What are you saying?
Is your
Take some of your money.
autorial intent with your podcast about cars.
Yeah.
So she yelled at me for like 10 straight minutes. So today I went through and put mid-roll
Yeah.
in.
Good.
And at least 20 of them, because
Yeah.
it takes a while. You went one step further. You were just like, "I'll just put it anywhere." Like
Just put it fucking anywhere.
between a word.
Yeah.
A lot of people pointing out that one of the great things about these cameras is that I am famously lax on security, and probably any text that we film you'll reasonably be able to read.
That's true.
And I often have written notes on the back of things like letters from Medicare,
Yeah.
insurance.
One
Yeah.
of my, if anybody
The sick
follows,
thrill.
if anybody follows me on Twitch, you can post a picture of my Medicard as one of your emotes. So if you wanted, my Medicare card is in your emotes. If you want to just post them,
Yeah.
So
there it is. Jack Davenport, Medicard, and then there's Demi, and then there's another Medicare card.
So
Really a
today,
visionary of the platform.
guys, today we're not doing Rags to Riches. So we're not doing any.
Oh.
Because I don't really know how that would go as a D&D campaign. We're not doing the quest, although tell you what,
What?
pretty apropos.
I'm not listening to anything you're saying because everything you said about the book was so boring, man. I was so bored.
We don't have to read from the book, Demi. I've selected some things that I thought you might find
You
interesting.
read books that are like, here's a fucking list, and here's what I think about the list. And I read books where it's like, Charlie Manson's a fucking dog.
Well, Faye Weldon said it's an extraordinary, exhilarating book.
Ah!
Yeah.
Right, editor's view
bored.
of the website Writers Forum.
Michael Gove, who isn't he like British
there all-
politician who everybody hates?
Yeah, was he a treasurer? But he thinks it's a masterpiece.
Okay.
Ian Hislop
What, the guy who wrote Watership Down?
What the fuck is this? Is that some rabbit movie? Is that
Yes,
the rabbit?
that's the rabbit
rabbit
book
movie.
You
first,
should read
isn't
Watership
it?
Down. It's terrifying.
Is it actually?
Yeah,
Okay.
the opening line is Charlie Manson is his dog.
That's stolen from me, first of fucking all.
Hang on, he wrote what?
He fucking what?
So, look, we don't have to read the book. We don't have to. I've
Good.
got some passages that I think people
Stop
might find
talking about it. I'm
illuminating.
literally gonna fall asleep.
But I brought the book because what the subject that we're going to do today is like such a classic that even
He's just slapping herself.
I'm getting so
you're
mad.
doing that thing that Mo started doing, not Mo Quirk, Mo Jenkins, when like he doesn't want to nap anymore, but his body definitely needs to nap.
Yeah.
And when we're driving in the car and he's like trying not to fall asleep, he literally is like starts punching himself in the face.
Cool kid, dude.
Anyway, we are going to do Overcoming the Monster today.
Okay.
So
Not one of the 7 basic plots.
It is. It's the very first basic
Kill
plot.
me, kill me, kill me, kill me.
But Demi, what if I told you I'm going to do? What if I told you, Demi?
That is so
turning
bad.
the
There's
fucking
no
chair
room. There's
What
no
if I told
room.
you, Demi?
And this is clearly hurting your nuts.
It hurts my nuts a lot. But what if I told you, Demi, oh my god, an old ancient poem, Gilgamesh? More like Gilga snore, because that's what you're thinking. But Demi,
And the camera tracks back from Ben to the hot couple establishing the teen movie.
what if I told you that you've already seen Gilgamesh?
I wouldn't believe you, Ben.
What if I told you that was just Jaws?
Well, no, you know I've seen Jaws, but
I know,
I
'cause
wasn't
you
going to do
love
your fun
Jaws.
thing where you lie and then you give up on the lie. But
No.
yeah, I do love Jaws.
So we're going to be just talking about, basically in the broadest terms possible, a story where a monster is identified and then destroyed.
I was telling Ben last night that the best line in Jaws is where that guy's like, it's a tiger shark, and the other guy goes, oh, what? Really good delivery.
Are we going to use that? Should we write that down?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what? He's just like, but he's making fun.
So the chat didn't like a lot of that.
Boo, Ben sucks. Take over DMC. Yeah, all right. This is why I'm changing my name to Dave Harmon.
Jaws is
Mo,
not
you
Hedda
can't change your
Gabler.
name to Dave Harmon.
Yeah,
Wait,
well,
how is it? Zog 3 Delta, how is Jaws Hedda Gabler?
it is Hedda Gabler.
Jaws is Hedda Gabler.
How?
You know the scene where the huge shark puts on the wrong bonnet and it's
Yes.
embarrassing socially?
Yeah, and what does that have
You
to
know
do
the
with
scene
the
where Hedda
Jaws?
Gabler eats a boat?
Yes. Yeah, we all remember it. We all love it.
Well, I want you to sit on that for a while.
Okay.
Dave, very good.
So yeah, we're gonna do basically in a more updated way, in a more like D&D sort of friendly way. It's a creature feature. So like we're thinking Jaws, we're thinking Alien, we're thinking basically like any short story from the Witcher series or episode from the Witcher TV show or side quest in the Witcher. What are you
Basically.
doing? Stop doing this.
Any of them?
Any of, well, no, not the little baby one. Oh, I
Yeah, the
don't care
baby
for-
one's really fucked up, huh? And then you're like, oh, look at this fat ghost I have to follow now.
Overcoming, but that could be overcoming the monster because the bloody Baron could be the monster.
It could be. I mean,
He is a
it
monster.
would definitely fit within.
Oh, really?
The,
I thought he was a great guy.
framework. Can I just
I
read
was
something?
sad when he died.
Can I just read something very quickly
No.
from this? Because
Ben.
it's just going to set the terms of
Okay.
reference, and then we can move on.
Ben, I'll cut
Yep.
your head off.
You will not cut my
I
head
will.
off.
I'm
Demi.
going to wait until right before you fall
Demi?
asleep, and you're just going to hear it creak, and then you're done.
Jamie, you need to let Ben try his podcast. You need to let
Fine.
him take it seriously.
Fine.
So
Here
look, this
is a
is
supercut of children's podcasts you can
Thank
listen
you.
to on a low volume.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
Thank you very much. The essence, guys. Simon.
2 guys, 1 cup is moving to listener. I'm going to listen to my podcast. I'll just play it into my microphone.
Okay, fantastic. Oh no, don't play into your
Don't play
microphone.
into your microphone.
So the essence of overcoming the monster is simple. This is the story that we're going to sort of write now. Both we and the hero, in our case probably heroes, are made aware of the existence of some superhuman embodiment of evil. This monster may take a human form, it may take an animal, it may take a combination of both of these things. It's always deadly, threatening destruction to those who cross its path. It's often threatening an entire community or kingdom, or sometimes the world in general.
And what if I told you the monster was capitalism?
So powerful is the presence of this figure, so great is the sense of threat which emanates from it, that it's the only thing that matters in the whole story. We follow the story that it should be killed and its dark power overthrown. Eventually the hero must confront this monster, often armed with some kind of magical weapon, and usually in or near its lair. Battle is joined. It seems against such terrifying odds, the hero cannot possibly win. Indeed, this is a moment where his destruction seems all but inevitable, but at the last moment, as the story reaches its climax, there is a dramatic reversal. The hero makes a thrilling escape from death, and the monster is slain. For those eagle-eyed people at home, yes, of course, that is not only the plot of Alien, but it is also the plot of King Lear.
Is the magic weapon in Jaws a bigger boat?
I think the magical weapon in Jaws is a propane tank.
Oh yeah, it is.
Hi, Demi.
It's good to check back in on Demi. There will be a test at the end of this. How much?
I'll remember everything.
That is the only time I'll read from that book.
Oh, that's sad because you have 2 more.
You have all these
bookmarks.
other but little markers.
Let me
though.
tell you, one of those markers is actually, there's 2 things on that page that I found interesting.
So you're not going to read your book anymore?
No, Demi, I'm not, because you're making it very difficult.
No, I
So
promise I won't.
So I shan't. But the
won't.
main reason why I won't is because we're going to get crack-a-lack-a, guys.
Okay, what's the first step?
Well, I want to sort of talk about the basics of this genre, kind of the way that we've kind of outlined it here. For those listening for the first time who didn't kind of see the trial run of this we did, we broadly split this into 2 halves. The first half is us just like setting up the story and the world and the threat and whatever else that is, and then the second half after a little break is us setting up the campaign. So when we're setting up the world, we don't actually care about the campaign. It's kind of in the back of our minds, but like we want it to be playable, but we're not discussing encounters.
Yeah.
So we're basically trying to like be like, where do our players arrive? What's the state of things when our players arrive there?
In musical theatre, this would be the opening number, not the I Want song, which would very much be the second half.
Yes.
Between us, I think we can kill Demi.
You won't need to, dude. I'll do it.
Let's start by
Wait,
just
does
talking.
the I Want song, where does that go then?
The third song usually, sometimes the second song.
So what's the first one?
It's a different podcast now. Okay, this is...
I wrote a musical and I reckon I did all this stuff right without your fucking brain.
What was your I Want song?
I don't know, but I know it was probably the third one.
What's the I Want song in Les Mis? It's like I Dreamed a Dream. No,
Yeah.
that's
There's a few of them. Castle in the Cloud is also...
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wants that castle.
I think mine was probably Girlfriend in Sydney, because
That's what you wanted?
in Wolf Creek the musical, Ben wants to cheat on his girlfriend in Sydney.
How have I not heard of this or this?
It won awards.
Really?
Yeah, but I wrote it when I was like 18, turning 19, so there's some stuff in there where you'd be like, whoa! No. And it's based on Wolf Creek as well, so.
Sure. Yeah.
Because that name would be so weird if it wasn't.
It'd be
Yeah.
strange.
Wolf Creek the musical. It's just a love story.
Yeah, basically.
The opener is the end of the day, at the end of the day, so
Yeah.
there you go, great.
Establishing the world.
Servicing the world.
Establishing the problems of the world. In fact, it's got a masculine setup of the world and then a feminine setup of the world. Very cleverly done. And we'll be talking about this more when I
Very gender
stream again at some point.
Yes. So let's just quickly talk about like the kind of story we're going to tell real quick. And as always, chat if you want to leap in and chat and throw stuff in, please do.
Can I throw a quick spanner in the works and say what I think the problem here is going to be is that essentially D&D is built around overcoming the monster.
Yeah,
so
it's
how
like-
do you make this special?
It's like one half of the one half of the whole name, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're going to have to like really narrow it down with the kind of overcoming the monster story that we want to tell.
And you've got to have a very specific monster.
Yeah, I mean, like I've got a whole quadrant here where we're going to talk about the monster and what the monster is. Yes, I mean,
Is the monster like a very simple kind of monster? Like, it's not the kind of monster where it's like, it could be this, it could be that, it could be this. Like, is that a mystery element that we want to like just push to the side? Or
oh, you mean like it's a shark? Don't worry about it. It's a shark.
It's a shark. It's a big dinosaur. It's
Yeah, that's like never the like tension in Jaws, for instance. They're not like, I think it's like bigger than anybody thought, but like it's not
It is,
like.
it's pretty big and it's like, has revenge for some reason.
No, that comes later. The shark doesn't do any like real thinking in that movie.
I guess, but it is very,
attacky.
yeah, like more attacky than,
Yeah.
like it hunts people instead of,
Yeah.
just doing shark
Well,
stuff.
that's the thing. Do we want to do a monster? Okay, I'm just gonna real quick.
Okay.
There are 3 kinds.
The tongue stays in the mouth.
There are 3 kinds of monsters, basically. An active monster,
Yep.
like a predator.
Man versus monster.
Yeah, that's like
Yes, Dave.
predator is like, dare I say, the predator.
Yeah.
That is a predator.
An active monster is the hunter who hunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
So wanders menacingly or treacherously through the world seeking
a
to...
boss baby, if you will.
A boss
yeah.
baby, yeah.
The second monster in a more passive role is called the Holdfast. It sits near its lair, usually guarding its treasure. I'd say Smorg.
Okay.
You gotta say smorg.
Yeah, I'd say Smorg.
You say smorg.
Smorg.
And then
Smorg.
No, smorg.
Smorg. And-
I'd say smaug.
you told me last night that you walked out of Smorg.
I didn't. No,
Smorg the Smorganing.
I didn't walk out of Smorg the Smorganing. I Smorg the Smorganing 2 Smorganator. Reloaded.
Smorgan or?
Okay, listen. I now love the Hobbit movies very, very much, but I did walk out of the Hobbit Part 2 because I was like, why'd they fucking put a suit on him? He's crawling around like a dragon. Just do a dragon. And I got really mad.
Wait, the dragon was wearing a suit?
No, she got
Benedict
mad thinking
Cumberbatch
about Benedict Cumberbatch
was in
in a
a
mocap
suit.
suit.
And I got
That footage is
really,
insane.
really,
I've never
really
seen it.
mad.
Oh, I need
They
to-
didn't need to do it.
Yeah.
But he loves it. He's an actor. He loves to act his little socks off.
Oh, his head looks like a foot. I'm sick of
And
it.
he's on a mattress. He's on a smelly mattress.
on a smelly
in the middle of an
mattress.
empty
Let the
room.
man act. It gives him a horrible little stiffy. Let him do
Alright,
it.
fine, but I'm not gonna like it though.
Let him do it.
Nah, well then why does he have to wear a skin
do you-
tight suit?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to hear the third kind of monster?
It's a Holdfast,
Yes,
the
please.
predator.
Wait, what is Holdfast is protecting its shit and
Yeah.
other people want its shit.
And then the Avenger. By the way, I should say that these three can
Chris.
kind of...
What?
A monster can be all three of these
Yeah, yeah,
things
yeah,
in
yeah.
different stages.
Yeah.
The
Well,
Avenger is...
Just popular movie franchise.
Yeah. It's 5 people, 6 I think. Lashes out viciously, stirring from its lair, bent on pursuit and revenge.
How is that different from the predator?
Well, the Predator is just not mindless, but it's just hunting people down for no good reason, whereas the Avenger has been wronged in some way.
It's like Smog.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, like, I think a good comparison is Jaws 1, the shark is a predator. Jaws 2, the revenge, the
Yeah.
shark is an avenger.
Right.
Yeah, but yes.
And in
but
Alien 3,
we can't. I'll get so mad. No, say it. What were you
No, I was
going
going to say that like they start with it's an Avenger in the first Alien movie because it's ripping through the.
I'd say it's a predator in the first movie.
I think it is.
Oh,
well,
right.
actually, no. It's just
Killing it all.
surviving. It's not.
It's
hold
not
on, wait. Is that
personal.
right?
Yeah, it's a predator. It's just ripping through
It's
folks.
just doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then in Aliens.
In Alien vs Predator, the Predator is the Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Alien.
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, God.
That's why when the alien says, hello!
Yeah, it's a subtle nod to
Mrs.
Doubtfire.
Yeah. So Dave's right though. Like, I think one of the first things we should talk about is like really narrow down what kind of overcoming the monster story, because most side quests or quests in D&D are about overcoming some kind of monster. So like, I think that like first of all, this is not overcoming a metaphorical monster. This is not overcoming like a corrupt.
Capitalism.
Yeah, or even just like a corrupt guy. Like, it's not going to a town where like there's like a bad archmage who's being a prick.
You know what we could do is we could do
yeah.
a little bit of that, fun Hunchback of Notre Dame shit. Who is the monster and who is the man? What if we could have a monster? It's Beauty and the Beast as well. A monster that needs to be killed, but the monster is really the person who wants to kill the monster. See that?
What does it say in your little book about that?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, guys. just one second. I don't think it's allowed.
I
But
think
that's
this,
like a bait and switch, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
yeah. I think the scariest monster
Is man.
is man. Yeah.
Oh, I think this is the scariest monster.
I stole that from 30 Rock.
I think it's
Bat with tentacles for eyes.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's real
It's one of
spooky.
them. Can't see you though, so it's really
Yeah,
doesn't do a lot.
we can do that, guys. I'm really happy to do a little twist because I know little twists give Dave Harmon a horrible little stiffy.
Isn't
That
there twist in it?
that there is that maybe
Do that.
maybe the real monster wasn't the bat with 12 dicks. It was,
I think it
Probably
probably
was.
is. But I was just gonna say the scariest monster out of all of those in my brain is, I think, just the predator. It's just doing it because
Yeah.
you're like, well, I'm not gonna reason with it.
yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. I think,
Hunter and Jumanji.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's part of a board game.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have like blind, it's gonna be a predator type, and it's gonna be just like killing folks in a place.
I think so.
I feel like you come to this town or spaceship or underwater silo, and it's been like this has been going on for a while. People have been disappearing, maybe? Like, that seems like a pretty standard...
Yeah.
One of the things that I like about Jaws is that, like, there's an
Big shark.
He's a real big boy. Is that there's, like, an extra layer to the frustration of, like, a corrupt mayor who's like, don't worry about it. I think that's, like, a good thing to have in this world, like somebody who doesn't want to... I mean, it's very common. It's in heaps of stuff. I'm sure it's in fucking Beowulf, Felix.
Super
if
quickly.
If it's in Beowulf, can you do me a huge favour? Can you do me a massive favour, Felix Parker? If it's in Beowulf, can you shut the fuck up?
This is a podcast where we persecute petty grievances with specific members of the audience.
Can I really quickly a real life version of this where just like a mayor type is gaslighting someone. Was I was talking to a friend that was like, animal control just doesn't respond to mountain lion call outs because they just tell people we don't have mountain lions, and they were like, but like there's been mountain lions in my backyard, and I've been like, hey, can you come get this mountain lion? And they're like, there's no mountain lions. They're like, I'm looking at it, and they just won't come get it.
Some people are like, well, that's a relief.
Yeah. But also,
oh, sorry.
no, I was just gonna say, but the other thing about them is that they scream like a woman. Like, so in the night you'll just hear like, and it'll be a mountain lion. They'll be like, no, they're not around. They won't do anything about
That
it.
was just a terrible murder.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, maybe then this might spark an idea, is that Tasmanian tigers are said to still be around, and people report them all the time, having seen them in Tasmania, and rangers will be like, they're extinct. But that's to stop people from finding them.
Oh,
so that they know that
leave
they're
them
coming
alone.
back. It's like, leave them alone. We don't want the news of the world
But
down
isn't something
here
they're
with
going to go
their
like, I'm
cameras
going to find and kill this because it's the last.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not going to work.
But that might be a nice idea of like a thing that people thought was extinct that people are trying to like
Yeah, that's nice.
bring back.
Dragons haven't seen them pass the veil in 400 years.
And this is a difficult thing with fantasy because like I think Tom wrote a really funny sketch when we were at uni set in the kind of Game of Thrones world where it's like the atheist in the Game of Thrones world where it's like magic and gods are like manifestly true, and he's like, oh, enjoy your sky wizard while somebody's like turning to ash.
Yeah.
Like it's difficult in fantasy because like I mean, this doesn't have to be fantasy necessarily, but like you need to build a world where it is credible that like, oh, that doesn't happen.
But I think
you
you
know
can,
what I mean?
I think you can have myths that are understood to be myths.
Yeah.
And it's, the creature could be a fucking lemur, like a normal creature from our world, but if it's a myth for them...
No, you just change the goalposts because there's like shit that that people... Like, there's stupid shit that shouldn't exist. There's tapirs, and people would have seen them and be
a
like...
possum with the face of a duck.
Yeah. But
Lemurs
like...
in Madagascar used to be the size of gorillas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they used to have lemurs that were like as tall as the
Oh,
ceiling.
that's not cute. Don't like it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love that.
no.
One thing that you were just talking about again, which is when people are being hunted, one thing that might make an adventure really fun, without getting too much into the second half, is a tight, controlled bottle episode style space that they can't leave. Alien is a good example of that. And I think potentially a set cast, I'm thinking a little bit of John Carpenter's The Thing, I guess, but a set cast of characters that we meet. And at the beginning, the NPCs are going to die off one by one as it escalates.
Yeah, I mean that's like
that's cool.
That's like very, like, that's a very good deliberate sort of like. So let's decide that. I mean, it's not so much in this half, but like I think to work toward some kind of like culling system where our heroes find ourselves among these people, like The Thing, like Alien, like whatever. I think that's really good. I want to steal something from ourselves, which we're allowed to do, guys. For example, like we can take these cups home because
We're allowed
we're
to.
allowed.
That's not
because
how it
that's
works.
Dragon
I
Friends,
think it is.
baby.
This
There's
is
a
my
new cups.
cup.
I just bought those cups.
This is, you didn't just buy these. This is my cup now.
It's not plagiarism if you steal from
Dave.
yourself.
The other slogan of the show is it's not plagiarism if you steal from Dave.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what Grugstan just said? Abandoned ship found, broken cage, impossible creature, hunted by another crew. I really like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I love that. That's got everything we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a really neat way of threading all that stuff. So let's just fucking ring that bell
Yeah.
and say
That's
we're doing
it.
a sci-fi salvage.
And if anybody
salvager.
asks us, Grug, we fucking thought of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's our fucking idea.
We can just take it like the glasses.
I'm just going to take this glass home, Grog. It doesn't matter.
There's not a fucking thing you can do about it. Oh, maybe I'll write some analysis about the Greens. Yeah, why don't you? Why don't you, man?
Very specific grievances of individual members of the Twitch chat.
Oh yeah, my name's Mo Quirk. I'm going to jam Demi's head in the boot of a car. Which did happen. Dave, is there any more whiskey in the room?
Yes, there is.
All right. Jesus.
That's great. So we've got a world. Now let's just talk about. The thing I want to steal,
Thank you.
other than this glass, is.
I really wish you wouldn't.
Remember when we did Eldritch Horror, Dave came up with that great monster that you can only see if you've been marked by it?
Oh, yeah.
If it's stalking you? I think that really works for this.
Okay.
And because that wasn't an official episode, who fucking cares? We can just...
You can
in your
take, you can put it in your bag
I know
and
it's
you
a
can
joke.
take
I know
it
it's a joke, but
home.
you've literally put the glass in the bag.
Do you know, I read a story the other day about a guy in India who swallowed a whole glass and they had to pull it out. Well, he said he accidentally swallowed it while he was drinking tea, but they found a whole glass in his tummy and they're like, how did this get in here? And he was like, I accidentally swallowed it. And they're like, you
Did someone
didn't,
surprise
though.
him?
You couldn't swallow
Also,
it
he was
though.
a cartoon character.
Yeah, and it was stuck in his throat. Yeah.
So yeah, great call, Grog. We're going to space. I hope you're happy.
Yeah. Well, we don't need to because when I read that, I thought that also works in like in a whaling ship, like a.
Ooh, we could do the Terror.
Yeah, I thought it was terroresque.
Okay.
I don't think I
The
know the
Tarrasque.
terror. That's
I
weird.
spoke about it for like
Non-stop.
6 weeks ago when we did the show.
Yeah, but Demi, we put her in a goldfish
All right,
bowl.
you know what? Here we go.
Wait, what is it? I might know it.
It's like, oh my god.
It's a great TV show that you should watch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it. Simon said I should.
The fact that Eden isn't here, and we literally put less people because we thought it goes too slowly, and we are still stuck in quadrant 1 of your little
You
book,
invited me.
suggests that Eden was not the problem.
Well, we're
No,
gonna need,
don't kick me off.
we're gonna need more data, but you may have a point.
Don't kick me off. I'm going to be good now.
so we're-
People, they love it.
So we're gonna jump into the world now, which is great because that's what we were just talking about. We were just talking about whether or not it's going to be. I think what I like, regardless of whether it's in space or on the high seas or it's trapped in the ice or whatever, is that it is like a salvage crew.
Yep.
Who aren't like experts in whatever
It's the Wellerman.
What?
No, that's not the salvage. That's that TikTok shanty. But that world, like the idea of ships that have to. Salvage is really interesting, but I mean like long desolate journeys, ships that don't even go back to land because they get met by resupply ships.
Okay.
That kind of very.
Yeah.
If you want to do water and outer space, just do under the water because that's outer space, basically.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
And that's fucked.
Yeah.
Bad down there.
So what I think it is, and this is getting a little bit campaigny, but like I think we just need to like work out what our entry point for our for your adventure party or whoever's adventure party is like. You book passage on a ship that is going to one place, but they're a scrapper ship.
Yeah, you're going somewhere so weird that there's not like a charter
Yeah,
ship.
so there's a scrapper ship. They're like, "Yep, we're going directly there," and then they're like, "Oh, we got a gig." Like, and you're gonna have to come with us because that's just how this works.
Yeah.
And there you've got your motley crew of like fuckheads.
But why are they there though? Where are they heading?
Well, they're just heading from point A to point B, right?
Okay.
But at point A1.
But they're going to the wild, undiscovered country, right?
Yeah,
Like,
if this is this thing, they're like, oh, picking up a beacon on sector blah, blah, blah. And that's like Rosario Dawson probably in a tank top. And
What the fuck?
she's like she's a tough girl on the spaceship.
why did you describe what she was wearing?
Because they always wear, the tough girls on the spaceship always wear tank tops.
They don't always.
And they got grease on them.
Ripley didn't wear a tank top until the very last bit where you see her hiney.
That's true, you do see her hiney. Well, I didn't say you see Rosario Dawson's hiney.
Who the fuck is Rosario Dawson?
She's a lady.
Huh?
She's a pretty lady.
Ben, do you think she's a pretty lady?
She's a pretty lady.
I think she was in a movie I watched last night.
Was it Dogma? Was the movie you saw Dogma? I think she was in
It
Dogma.
wasn't Dogma.
No, it was Jay and Silent Bob Return.
Yeah, she's
I
Clerks
did.
too.
I watched a movie with her in it last night. It's fucked up.
Which movie?
It was. I'll tell you in a minute. Don't yell
Was
at
it
me.
that James McAvoy one?
Maybe. I don't know who that is.
Shattered. It's very bad.
No, it was something else.
I don't. Demi, you said you were going to be good. You're googling.
I'm being good.
Are you?
Yes, I'm trying.
What are you doing right now?
I'm googling Rosario Dawson movies.
To see if she was in a movie you saw the other night?
Last night, but I can't remember what it was or what it was about.
You went home and watched a movie? Oh, you don't have children.
No.
God,
And I don't
you and
sleep
your
either.
fucking nonsense life.
I don't sleep.
All right. So listen, the monster. Let's make a call right now about whether or not we're going to do this space or sea. I don't think underwater. I think underwater is too prescriptive for like just slotting it
Yeah,
into
I guess
your. Slotting it into your narrative, like
Then I think space is done and it should be sea.
Could it be shipwrecked on an island?
I was gonna say,
like so the wreck is on land, but you're surrounded by sea and there's nothing around you. So there's space for stuff to happen.
Yeah, I mean, like I actually kind of like a sea in the middle of maybe like ice or just like a calmish ocean, so you can like spend some time there.
I kind of like
Icy
seeing the
sea
ice
is
because
good.
imagine that like you're going up to. And it could be, it could be fantasy, it could be the present day, but, suppose you're going to Icewind Dale or whatever, they'll take you there, they're going through the ice, and then they just see an ice-locked ship, and they're like, well, we're junkers, we're salvagers, we're going to stop. You haven't paid us enough not to stop.
Yep.
Because there might even be people that need help on that ship.
Yep.
But also there might be a lot of money.
Yep. Great.
Yes.
So it's not even like an official job. And by the way, thank you. Your name I can't read. Oh, maybe I need glasses.
Maybe.
I'm actually with Ben. Tough women in space always wear tank tops.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
do.
a
I was
uniform.
just.
You got a lovely little pervert in the channel that agrees with you. That's nice.
You know, the lady who wears a tank top in Aliens wasn't actually a woman of colour. She was doing brownface. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's bad.
Somebody
out
just
to-
made the point that this can't become the thing, which is true.
Yeah.
I rewatched the thing recently. Gosh, it's spooky.
But I think this is the
Oh
thing.
my god! Do you know if that was me?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ever
If it
watch
was
that and
me-
go, if that was me, I'd just pack it in.
I'd see the head with, and they would
I'd
become the
go,
spider
"No."
head, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
I would shoot myself if I saw the spider head.
Yeah.
Honestly, if that was me and they were like, oh, hey, we're out of, like, whatever.
Yeah. I literally.
The dogs are angry.
Bang!
We're in Antarctica. Bang.
Honestly.
I genuinely have always been like, how is everybody not having a heart attack? Wouldn't everybody just have a heart attack as soon
Yeah.
as this shit happens?
Oh, you would. You would. But Kurt Russell, he's made of sterner stuff than us.
I love Kurt Russell.
He's very good in the thing. He has, somebody was saying the other day, he has, like, one of the best, most, like, economic, like, introductions to a character, where he's, like, they're all partying or just like sitting around playing cards, and he's there with a whiskey playing like chess against the computer. And then when the computer beats him, he pours his whiskey into the thing, and it's like, oh, that's everything you need to know about this guy. Like he's smart enough to like want to be doing that.
Death
and also-
Proof. Sorry.
What?
It was Death Proof.
That you were trying to think of last night?
Yes.
Oh, we
Russell.
do have fun.
Yeah.
So let's remember that we shouldn't necessarily try and do the thing. Great, I love this.
Can I also say that when somebody had said before, it can't just become the thing, which I agree. But this is something we talked about before, and it's a good thing to say on the first episode of this podcast, which is that stealing broadly really, really works well for making D&D. Like you take a bunch of movies.
Go ahead, Ben. There we go.
You're just gonna put my glass in your backpack.
Well, I don't want to forget it.
So we sort of always liberally do this whenever we do a one shot or something. We go like, oh, I want to do a heist movie. It should be something like Ocean's 11, but
Yeah.
also The Prestige, and then we're off.
Yeah, honestly, like the thing that me and Dave have always learned is if we're thinking we're plagiarizing something too much, just spread it thinner and plagiarize more stuff.
Yeah.
And pretty soon it'll just become a thing that is its own thing.
You know what else is good to do is to find the thing that the thing you want to plagiarize
Is
was based off of. Because I was like, what about this? It's that place that H.H. Holmes built. It's a fucked up house. Plagiarizing everything else.
You know, I did.
It's not Poltergeist.
This thing that I'm working on, this horror mystery show thing, is like a bit thingy, and so I did exactly that. I went back to like the source text of the thing, and there's like two things that the thing. Oh my god. You know, John Carpenter just didn't think about it when he named it, that it's difficult to talk about.
It's hard, and it's hard to Google.
Yeah, but it's based on like a short story called The Thing from Outer Space, and then it's also based on this Edgar Allan Poe thing that isn't very good. Neither are particularly good. Neither approach how good the Kurt Russell thing is. But yeah, it's really interesting to see like how something goes from like one thing to the next, especially when it's called The Thing.
So Ben, we're at the end of the first half. Do you want to sum up the world of it? Because I think we actually have it.
Yeah, I think we do too. I think that like what we want to do is talk about like if you were going to write this one shot, if you were going to play this one shot, I think that like you can just move it wherever you want because the mechanics are going to work.
Yeah.
So if you're doing some sort of like spacey thing, this can be a spaceship. If you're doing fantasy, it can be a fantasy ship. It can be whatever. But let's just like, for now, we're functioning on like basically just normal high fantasy medieval bullshit. There is a team of scrappers. They, as you say, like one big thing about them is that they never like actually go, like they don't have a home. They're always just on the move.
And it felt like a much more legitimate charting of a ship to take you somewhere before you left land. And then you're like, oh, these people are all crazy and there's only 6 of them.
Yeah.
And you're kind of noticing that as the journey goes on.
Yeah, so I think that's really good. Like you probably don't, the party doesn't probably book it knowing this. But they're all a bunch of like ragtag freaks, but like nice, I think. Maybe there's like, we'll talk about that next, I think.
Yeah, you can have the one that's always sharpening a knife, but only one of them.
In the next half, we should do the archetypes of those NPCs because they should all have characters
absolutely.
and surnames. They should call each other by their surnames.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they should.
I think they've been working together for a really long time. Yeah. You only end up in this crew if you've got nowhere else to go, so everybody's got rich and storied pasts.
They have a pet.
Yep, great, they have a pet.
Yep.
It's a lemur.
It's a dog.
It's a man.
Oh.
No, it's not it can't be a lemur.
Okay.
But it also can't be a man.
No, it's not a man.
So split the diff, chimpanzee.
Yeah, I think it's a chimp.
Do you know that I have like a really reflexive thing? So I know I talk about Mo a lot, but he's like 80% of my waking life. He's just recently decided he doesn't like shit, and he also doesn't like it when I call him a monkey, which I've been doing since birth. Like
calling him a monkey now, he doesn't like it.
He's just like he literally goes, "Why you call me monkey?"
You think you're funny?
Yeah.
You think you're funny, man?
So like, and do you know what I think it is? I think in Russian, calling someone a monkey is like calling someone a rat, right?
Oh.
So initially Bella,
I'm going to send you to space.
my mother-in-law was like, "Why are you calling him that?" When he was like a little baby, and I was like, because he's a little,
cute.
look at him, like a little monkey boy.
Yeah.
And I think maybe she's gotten in his ear and been like, "You're just going to take that?" so now...
Conversely, my son, whenever he wants a banana, says, ooh, ooh, and makes me pretend to be a banana tree so he can climb me and pick the banana off the tree.
That's fucking so good. I'm going to make Tom hold a banana so I can climb him. That's really funny. My dad used to call me like possum and mouse, and I realised it was all rodents. I don't know why it was only rodents.
I call my mossy poss.
Possum's really cute.
But so I've had to keep calling him a lemur because that's I said to him, "Okay, man, like, can I call you a lemur?" And he was like,
It's like a pro-simian. It's kind of worse.
Yeah,
Well, he
that's
thought about it for a
crazy.
while,
That's very specific.
and he was like, "Yes,
So he can be a lemur.
you can be a lemur."
Okay.
Okay, so our world is this. These guys scrap. That's what they do. They sometimes get unsalvageable wrecks. They're the guys who you call when you've tried everything.
And I don't think you're right. The ship isn't sinking. The ship looks salvageable.
Yes, Simon. The ship is.
No, that could be later in the episode.
That's true.
Later in the adventure.
Yeah.
That's not a ship.
In fact, I actually think it's pretty good if the ship looks incredible in incredible nick.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's stilled. It's completely stilled, and the sails are down, so it's just drifting.
Yeah, I think again, if we could just go one episode without mentioning the Mary Celeste, but we can't, Dave, because it's so spooky and ooky.
Man, you just talk about so much stuff that I just don't even. I don't.
I told you about the Mary Celeste last time.
No, we were talking about the Flying Dutchman last time.
No, I don't know. It's that ship that they found that was just like there was like food on the table.
Oh.
It's a real ship, yeah. So when they found it,
That's so cool.
there was like warm soup, bowls of warm soup on the table, and no one on the ship.
Yeah.
I don't like that even.
One theory is that it was a ship stuffed by soup.
And it was like, but it's like Toy Story rules. As soon as you see it, they stop.
So yeah, let's say that that's our world. That's our world. Big bang bong.